welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing our first speed build video. We're going to be working on the entrance of our island. Here's a look on my map that I chose for this new island. As you can see, the residence area is a little bit more back and not as close, which is nice. Here's a look at all my villagers. Out of all of these, I believe the only ones I'm going to be keeping are Lily, Goldie, and Bangle, and maybe Melba. Besides that, everyone else is pretty much going to go. But yeah, I started a new island because I used to have a Switch Lite, and then I upgraded to a regular Switch so I would be able to record these videos. So that's why we're starting over on our island. So here I am starting to work on my first cliff. Going into this, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with the entrance of my island. I don't really have a set theme. I just know I like trees and flowers and greenery kind of. But yeah, I was looking around and I saw a few pictures that people had a bridge kind of going into their island or around their entrance area, and so I kind of wanted to incorporate a bridge. So that's what I started with first, just to get an idea of what I wanted to do. And so here I am starting to create some water areas, waterfalls on my cliff, and then I'll be starting on the water part of the actual area. This took me a bit because I realized I was not very good at this. I kept creating the water and then covering it up because I wanted it to be a diagonal bridge, so I was trying to create the shape of this waterway. For the most part, I haven't done anything to my island since unlocking terraforming. I wanted to do it all on camera, so that's kind of why I have some random decorations around. They were all just there to get the island to 3 stars. I want to take this time to say thank you to everyone who viewed and commented and liked my first video. I was really nervous about putting that up, so all the feedback and everything was really appreciated. Also, just a quick special thank you to Tiger, who on here on YouTube is named Tiger and on Instagram is New Horizons. She is a big part of why I wanted to start my YouTube channel, and she was so supportive, and I just wanted to say thank you to her for like promoting my video on her Discord and on her Instagram and stuff. I really appreciate it. If you guys haven't checked her out, I'll leave her YouTube link down below. So here I was getting the bridge that I wanted. I decided to go with the wooden bridge because it's flat, and I didn't want kind of a curved one going into the residence area. So I decided to go with that. And here I am about to place it. This was kind of around the time I was playing around with where I wanted it to be, and I noticed that I was a bit too close for my liking, so what I decided to do is pull back the water a bit. So I pulled it back a space for the back, and then I pushed it forward in the front, if that makes sense. But yeah, also, if you guys have any suggestions, after this I do want to start kind of creating the area where I'm going to place my Abel's and Nook shop. I want them I want them not right next to each other, but in the same kind of area. So yeah, if you guys have any ideas, if I should go onto the left of this entrance or onto the right, please let me know. And sorry, there's a little bit of lag during this area. I try to speed this part up a lot because the water took me much longer than I expected. I realized I'm not very good at this. I kept putting water down and then accidentally placing it over again, and it just wasn't the best, so I had to speed that up. But here I am creating the second cliff to connect to the water area. I first was just gonna make this water area a bigger flowing stream into somewhere else in my island, but I didn't know where to take it, so I just decided to create the second cliff to make a connected little water area. For the most part, I want to kind of follow along the natural water streams that are on my island. On my last island, I made the mistake of just flattening out everything, and then I realized I didn't know where I wanted the streams to go, so I'll just change them by the time, like every time we do a section. And here I am extending this cliff area because I did want to put a tree on top and I didn't have enough space, so I decided to make it a little bit bigger. And yeah, so you'll see me doing this. I'm really excited for the leaves on the trees to change. I've seen a lot of pictures of people who are already in fall time, and I think that's also why I wanted an entrance where you can see a lot of the trees that I can place down, because the trees look really beautiful. And yeah, so here you'll see me starting to place those trees, and then I realized I couldn't place one too close to the water. And then yeah, here's what it's looking like so far. And then I believe this is around the time that I start I needed to start decorating because I liked how it was looking, but besides this initial water area and the bridge, I didn't know what path I wanted to use. I didn't know where I wanted the entrance to be. I didn't know if I wanted to make it closer. I'll put a picture up now of my entrance of my old island. It was a bit more closed off and not as open as this one is. But yeah, I'll put that up so you guys can see how it used to look like. Here I started planting some bushes. I just wanted to make sure I had a lot of greenery up on the cliffs, and then I started putting some fencing. I really like the country fencing, which is normally my go-to fencing, but I always try to make sure on cliffs there's a specific spot that I'll be able to get up and walk around, like if I ever need to make changes on here. Here I am just kind of looking around and seeing if I like the placements of the fencing and if I needed more flowers. I decided to do white flowers, not for any reasoning in particular, but in my mind I am kind of thinking about how the leaves are going to change to like the autumn leaves, so I wanted to kind of put colors that would look nice with those colors. I started placing some clovers because the ground was looking a little too bland, and then I ended up changing that to this flower path, which I am gonna end up changing again. Yeah, I don't have that many design codes in at all because I just haven't really looked, because I haven't decorated. This is the first area I'm decorating, so kind of mid filming I realized I didn't have any of the design codes I wanted. Even though I didn't use that flower path code and I am gonna change it, I will put that code up for you guys just in case anybody would like to use it here. At this point I still was putting everywhere, but the reason why I changed it was because I noticed the pink just was a little too bright. It wasn't a right color scheme for what I was going for. I also don't like to clutter my cliffs too much. I usually just like to put some like bushes, flowers. If I have some little more decorations, if I want to, I'll put them up. And here I started decorating around the cliffs. I wanted to get a better picture of what I wanted to do. This was me realizing I could make a heart shape out of the path. And then I realized I couldn't plant the tree there. So I started playing a little bit around that. Here I am just cleaning up the area, and then this is when I started thinking about the path that I was going to put down. I've seen a lot of variations of the path and they look so beautiful, but I just don't know if I want to give up all my design slots to that. So I started placing this brown wooden path that you can get with your Nook Mile tickets in the residence service area building. And yeah, so this is what I started putting down, and then I realized I didn't want the right side of my entrance to be too open, so I decided to build this small cliff and see if it would look nice here or if it was gonna look too closed off. I also on my old island had the gray stone path, which I really liked, and that's actually what I was gonna start putting down here, but then I decided to go with the brown. here I started to decorate the top of the cliff. I didn't make it too big. I made it big enough and round where I could put 2 trees up, but I didn't make it too big where it was closing off too much of the path and the entrance. Since I wasn't really doing any water on here, I didn't have to make it too big. And then I started designing some of the floor and areas that I wanted to do around the cliff. This was kind of the point where I got stuck and just realized I didn't know what to do. I'll also put up the code for that little flower thing that I put underneath my street lamp. I think it just adds a little something to where the street lamp goes. And then as you can see, I did end up extending the path all the way back and to the side there. And this is when I started really liking what I was doing. And then yeah, this is what it's looking like. I decided to start kind of decorating around the tree and adding a little area. I love just adding little sitting areas if I can, different places. I feel like it's a really good way to put decorations without it looking weird. And yeah, so this is when I covered up the pink flower code that I had, and I just went with the leaf print just so it can look like there's leaves all over the floor. I will have to end up changing this at some point to like the autumn color leaves once all the trees change, but for right now it's what I went with. I added a little bench just so we can have a little seating area and started putting some trees and some bushes around. Here I decided to put a tiny library just so it can be like a little sitting area for when guests come in, or if anyone comes to my island, I could be sitting here waiting for them. I did an angled sign because in that specific corner I put a fence and I didn't like it, and then I ended up putting a bush and I didn't like it, and so I put the sign post just so they can know that that's the way to go to the residence area across the bridge. I started playing around with like a coffee cup around the pillow, and yeah, and then I decided to put another sitting area. I feel like the public bench went really well there. It wasn't too out of the way, but you can still see it if you walked by it. And yeah, this is how this area is looking so far, and I really liked it. I decided to put a bike here just so it can look like someone just was taking a break and wanted to sit down. I didn't know what to do on that side of the tree. That's also why I put the bike there. This was kind of the point where I didn't know what else to kind of change around or if there was anything missing. So I ended up waiting until the next day and to see how it looked like with the bridge being built, and I really liked it. But it was raining, and I personally love the rain in real life, not so much in the game, especially when I'm trying to build. But one thing I did notice is when I look at the entrance from the airport, I wanted this particular left cliff to be kind of pushed back a little more so I can actually see the tree, because before this the left hand side was just pretty plain, like you couldn't really see the top of the cliff. So that's where I was playing around here with, was moving that tree over and extending it and then decorating it as well. And then I decided to just kind of have that water run along to the back, so it kind of looks like there's 2 cliffs up there instead of just a big one. But I ended up really liking how this cliff turned out. I didn't realize I was going to make it that big, but I really liked it. And as you can see, some of the bushes are starting to finally grow. And yeah, so this is how this looked like kind of towards the end. And then I started just adding some more fencing, some bushes, and some flowers. Definitely let me know if you guys have any suggestions on what else I should add on the cliffs, if they're too bare or anything like that. I just don't like to clutter them too much. And then I'm not really good at like placing random clutter stuff. which is another reason why I didn't go for like the cottagecore theme. Is those islands look beautiful, but I would not know how to decorate. And yeah. Here I was kind of running through it again and seeing how everything looked like. I ended up really liking how it looked, but I kind of wanted to see it in the sun. So this is actually the end result here. I waited till the next day. As you can see, or I think this was 2 days after. As you can see, there's bushes that have grown now, so you can see the flowers. And yeah, I think it turned out really great. So if you guys have any suggestions on how I should update this or anything, please let me know in the comments below. Also, all my socials will be linked below, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.